Today we have Anto with us, someone who's been at the heart of youth culture, working closely with young people and the realities they navigate every day. In this episode of Make It Make Sense, he will bring those real, unfiltered questions to get clarity and perspective from you.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
It's a blessing to be here and really excited for this conversation. Just want to give a little bit of context about what it is to, make it make sense, or why this episode of Make It Make Sense. From the very get-go, what I've realized is there's so much information that is on the internet. There's so much information that we encounter in day-to-day life. Culture is ever evolving and changing. And there are so many perspectives, right? I was born on the internet. I'm a netizen. For me, everything that every morning I wake up to Instagram, I'm looking at information, and there's so many therapists, so many gurus, so many people who give perspectives. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what is it? What's the truth? Where should I go? Or where do I belong? And what is my identity, right? And I said, when I thought about this episode, I said, I think this is the opportune time. This is the opportune moment for me to make it make sense. And here we are, just to, delve deeper into that and just to sort of double click on this moment a little bit. And the segment one that we have is this collective Gen Z reality, and this reality that we have of young people going through this process, embracing the reality the way it is. And I personally think there is, for me at least, a little bit of an identity crisis. Where do I belong? What is my identity? Or I'm starting to ask this question of what do I think I am, or who am I? And it's a very often, too many people ask this question, and I'm sure you've heard this question 100 times. But the question really for me was not about who am I. It was, is identity something that I'm born with, or is it something that I create? And if that's the case, then how do I make sense of it? And that's what I would like to start with, Gurudev.
Both. It's not neither. Either or one. It is both. Right? You're born a human being. You're born as a male or a female. But then your identity, what you identify yourself with, is a secondary one. See, in life we take on many roles. So the first and foremost identity you must know is you are part of a light. Your consciousness. Your vibrant energy. This must be your first identity. It is your first identity. Unfortunately, we forget this. The second identity is we are human beings. First of all, you are part of life force or consciousness. The second is human identity. Then comes the gender. You are male or female. These days, now people change even that. Right? So, but you're born with one of these identities. Then comes your nationality. You must be proud of your nationality. Why should you not be? You should be. But your pride should not obscure your basic identity of consciousness of human being or a global citizen. You're not only a patriot, but you're also part of a global human race. If we balance these two identities, then you have done it. Then, your religious identity, your regional identity, you may be speaking Marathi, Gujarati, or Kannada, Tamil. This is also important. When you identify with your language and region, that also gives you a sense of pride and your roots are strengthened by that. So I always say, strengthen your roots and spread your shoots.
Wow. Thank you, Gurudev, for that. What really opened up for me, and in this conversation, was there are two sides of it. One, that you are sort of internally, you're sort of born with, or it is you, and that is this vibrant energy, the life force that you have. And then, of course, this external sort of performance, participation, or allowing of a certain identity to become you. And in one of my sessions with you, I still remember this very clearly. You were talking about how, or rather this was my personal quest at that time. I was wondering, I'm clouding myself so much with this external identity that I've forgotten that there is this life force, this innate energy, this first nature that I don't know if I would say I'm born with, but it is a part of me. And now, what you mentioned then was, meditation is like brushing your teeth. It's like you need to show up every single day, you need to brush your teeth. Otherwise, you open your mouth and people are not going to talk to you because you haven't brushed your teeth. And that's the sort of thing that helps you sort of connect back to this sort of innate life force of yours. The question that I have is, why is it so hard to be consistent with something that is so important, that is so first nature, that is so relevant, and we are so okay brushing our teeth every single day? What do you think is the reason behind that?
When something becomes your habit, then there is no effort. Till it becomes a habit, you have to put a little bit of effort. That's all.
That makes sense. And, adding to that, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to start putting a lot of effort. But having that said, Gurudev, one of the things attached to the identity was looking at someone else's success, right? I grew up, I saw people around me grow with me. Today, someone's doing better than me, right? I can see success happen in front of me. I'm starting to feel this insane amount of jealousy, right?
Look, you put yourself in the shoe of the other. There are many people who are below you too. You have also succeeded to some extent in some field, right?
Yes.
You could get into some big institutions, college, whatever, wherever. Your dream, some of your dreams have definitely come to reality. Just imagine if someone out there is jealous about you. Would you like it?
No.
Especially your colleagues, your friends are jealous about your progress, your success. Would you like it?
No.
No. Then the same thing should apply to you too. Be friend with those who are successful. If your friend is successful, will you be jealous? Then you are not a friend at all. Got it?
Befriend
the people who are in success. Also befriend those who are not successful. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In the context of success comes pace, right? You want to move at a certain pace.
In one sense, you will manage your own jealousy. In another sense, when you're successful in some way, you make friends with those who are more unsuccessful than you, then you will check that they also don't feel jealous about you.
Yeah.
So it's the friendliness that can balance the jealousy on both sides.
It is, the biggest learning here is to be a better friend on both sides, and that is what I'm taking back.
Correct.
Thank you, Gurudev. Everyone seems to be moving very fast, right? There is, so much comparison. I'm looking at the internet, I'm looking at things happening. And I want this innate need for peace, just moving at my own pace and feeling okay, right? How do I find that it is okay? That, someone else is going at a certain pace. I don't have to chase that pace. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. And this is just coming from a personal story, Gurudev, is that a lot of my initial phase of life was a projection. It was a need for validation. It was a need for approval. It was need for people to believe in me. It was need for my dad and mom to say that, okay, I'm proud of my child. And it looked more like I was running at their need and their pace. And for some reason, I think the question really reflects of my need to sort of find peace in the pace, in moving at the same pace that I would like to go. What would you say?
Yeah, really. Look, it's good that you want to make your parents proud of you. And it's natural and it should be there. Every child should think on this, that the nation should be proud of them, that parents should be proud of them. There's nothing wrong about it. But to achieve that, you need to have some patience. See, you have sown a mango seed, And you have to wait for that to become a plant and then a tree. Then it will give you fruit. If you keep digging every day, every other day to see whether it has sprouted, it's not going to work. So, having this vision to make your parents proud, you must have. This is good. But with that, you need to cultivate patience. So, patience is cool down, calm down. You know, when you're driving a car, you should know that there is a brake also in it. You can't just keep driving even in the red light. You say, no, I'm just going to drive. You're going to cause accidents, right? So, when you need to press the accelerator, you know when, then you should press it. When you need to put the brake, you need to put it. So, you need to have the passion, and time to time you should take a break and reflect on yourself and calm down, cool down. This is absolutely necessary.
Absolutely, Gurudev. You know, what I'm taking back from, our conversation so far is one, and I think the most important thing is habits take time and you need to put in the effort to make that time. You show up regularly, you show up with effort, it sort of then yields the results. In the process of that, you need patience, you need to, if you've sown a seed, it takes time to grow. So there are times that you
need to take breaks in between.
You need to
not to be feverish. Cool down.
Cool down.
You know, when the entropy is low, efficiency increases. Okay? Done?
Yes. Gurudev, moving on to the next segment, and this is a little more unfiltered, and I just wanted to sort of bring you into this very big truth about young people of today. We've gone through our fair share of breakups, we've gone through our fair share of altercations with our parents, and something that comes to me very regularly is we immediately turn back into self-harm in one way or the other, right? Like the way to sort of really cope with this is doom scrolling or substances or anything that you sort of get into. Why is pleasure in some way or the other the way to negate pain? Is that, and it's not everlasting either. Why do we go back to this?
See, pleasure and pain are two sides of the same coin. Whenever you get pleasure, from that you will also get pain. So the pleasure, pain, this dual thing keeps happening. And when you take a break from it, calm down, cool down, you get another level of happiness, which is beyond pleasure, and that's what meditation gives you. And to find that, people go to the substances. Substances are used to go beyond the pain and beyond the pleasure. Because pleasure has become, jisko kehte hain, feeka pad gaya. Then it became less charming, then you are looking for a greater charm. So the nature of mind is to find a greater and greater charm. And that comes only when we go deep within.
Gurudev, forgive me for asking this question. I'm just too curious. Do you open Instagram and scroll through? I just genuinely want to know, do you open Instagram and scroll through reels? Do you doom scroll? Do you have these kind of things happening to you as well?
Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't do that. But when people send me in their messages some Instagram post, I do see them. I do see some reels. Now and then I see some reels. But when people send me, I see people's life here itself as Instagram. I keep meeting people, so I don't have time for...
Yeah. You have too much reality to encounter.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Gurudev, that brings me to the next question. A lot of what I think happens in this process of altercations, of letting go, of breakdowns in life is you carry a little bit of like shame and guilt with you through the process. And
shame, guilt, or hatred and anger.
Absolutely. And
these are the two extremes a person goes through. In shame and guilt, they harm themselves. In anger and hatred, they harm others. That is why it's important to balance our emotions. Find a way to have a say over your own emotions, especially negative emotions. That's where the breathing techniques help immensely. Yeah?
Like my sort of navigation with shame and guilt has been, and I fall on the spectrum of shame and guilt, is that I sort of constantly, it's like a trigger, right? Like it's something happens and that thing, I keep it in a
Back of the mind.
Yes, at the back of my mind. It's almost like kept away, and then I don't want to see that version of myself. And then it constantly shows up in ways and actions that I'm not even recognizing. And over a period of time, it grows so ugly, and it makes me, that's the shame that I'm talking about. It makes you really, really not tune into that energy.
Again, that is where yoga comes into play. Yoga and meditation frees you from the shame and guilt. Make you realize how beautiful you are, how pure you are from deep within. And whatever has happened. There's not one reason for it. There are many reasons. And, you rise above those. Yeah.
Gurudev, there's a huge conversation about authenticity on the internet right now. Like you talk to anybody, everyone's going to tell you, be authentic, be authentic, be authentic.
I bet.
Yeah, and I don't... And what's funny is, I don't know how much of it is filtered, curated reality to show that it is authentic, and how much of it is actual authenticity. What's your take on the word authenticity?
Very good. It's a wake-up call. Just a couple of years back, we used to believe everything that's in the internet as gospel truth. But today, people have woken up. They say, oh, well, you take it with a pinch of salt and really do fact-checking. Whether some news is fake news or real news, that's a very big awakening.
Yes.
So it also helps one to be more stable and centered.
In that sense, the one-liner, fake it till you make it. Do you think that is a way to be?
That is a different thing. What you don't want others to give you fake news, but it is okay to fake some things till you make it. This is a saying that is especially mood making. Like for example, you keep friendship, even if it is a fake friendship, never mind. But then authenticity will dawn in it. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And the truth is, when
I especially say that with smile. Yes. Otherwise, people keep a long face because that is a fake.
Yeah.
Long face is a fake, but they think that is authentic. But deep within, when you go, your true nature is joy. And to express the true nature, which is joy, you can fake it till you really come up with your true nature. Yeah. Okay?
Speaking of joy, Gurudev, childlike joy, awe and wonder, right? Like I think that's what I try to emulate, or, that's the kind of joy that I want. Growing up, you sort of lose that innocence. You sort of lose that, you sort of lose that irrational optimism. And everything is filtered in one way or the other through how you have experienced.
Yeah, you have been programmed to be such in some way. The society, programs you. And you have to come out of those shackles. At least you should know that it's the shoe you are wearing, it's not your feet. When you know it's a shoe, you know when you have to take it off and when you have to put on. But if you think the shoe is your feet, then you are in problem. Right? Rules are necessary in society, but you are beyond the rules. That also you must know. Okay? Done?
Yes.
How many more you have?
I have as long as you would suggest. But Gurudev, just, last one, because I want to
Yeah.
sort of really have your perspective on this. There's this penguin video that is trending. And I hopefully, I think it's there. You can see this video if it plays. It's and I've seen how, dear it is, your relationship with animals, your relationship with birds. So I just want you to see this video, and it's trending for a specific reason, but I don't want to give you the reason. I would like for you to watch it and tell me what you think about it. Where's the pingu? Yes.
One of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains.
Yeah.
But why?
Even among penguins, there are monks and gurus who would like to be by themselves, yeah, not get lost in the crowd. So it's quite natural. So if any one of you have this feeling of going to mountains, just come to here, Bangalore, Ashraf. Yeah. Staying with yourself is a virtue. That brings a lot of wisdom and joy. Unfortunately, today, when people are depressed, they lock themselves up. In fact, that is a sign showing you are too much lost outside. That's why you got depressed. Or nature is pushing you to be centered, to be by yourself. But they're lost because they don't know what to do. Here, meditation will help them to come out of the depression and get them where they want to go, the source of happiness that is deep within themselves. Okay?
Thank you, Gurudev. I know I can't top that moment, so I just want to say thank you for holding space with us. It's, of course, I'm sure all of us will agree, it made a lot of sense, and thank you so much for being here with us and making this moment for me. Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Good for making it.